Hello, I'm Ben Byram-Wigfield, and this is my introduction to using Dorico notation software for anyone who is already familiar with Finale. First of all, if you already have Finale, why would you want to use Dorico? Well, Dorico is designed from the ground up to do things quickly and easily. It has many powerful and unique features, like condensing pairs of instruments in the score, while leaving the parts unaffected, creating additional staves for divisi passages, flows, multi-section works in one document, with automatic headings and tachet labels in parts, multi-staff note input, play a chord and get each note on a separate staff. There's automatic vertical justification and collision avoidance. There are powerful functions for manipulating notation and thousands of options to control every aspect of the notation and the page, so that you can make finished layouts in minutes, not hours. There are also sophisticated MIDI editing capabilities and playback features to produce high-quality audio mixes. If that all sounds like something you might use, then stay with me and I'll show you round my experience of moving from Finale to Dorico. The first thing I would say to anyone coming from Finale, or indeed any other software, is Dorico is different, so don't assume that everything is going to behave in the way you're used to. You won't get the best out of it without some understanding of its core concepts and design. Luckily, there are already loads and loads of helpful videos on the Dorico YouTube channel, which I'm not going to duplicate. So I'd recommend grabbing the hot beverage of your choice and spend some time looking over them. There's also a first steps tutorial in the help pages to walk through, and copious documentation. Done all that? Good. You'll notice that Dorico is consistent and logical in how it operates. Once you've worked out how one part of the program works, you should find that other parts behave in similar ways. For instance, the function of arrow keys plus modifiers is pretty constant over the whole app, even text and music frames. You can extend the length of a note by the current grid value using Shift, Option, and right arrow. But that also works for hairpin dynamics, gradual tempo changes, trills, and most other objects. Let's go over various parts of the app and highlight some of its functions. When you launch Dorico, you'll see a window called the Hub. This is a bit like Finale's launch window. There's a panel where you can open recent documents, and a setup wizard where you can configure a new document. There's also a panel with links to tutorials and videos, help pages, the user forum, and the latest Dorico news. For now, we'll ignore it all and create a new document from the File menu. This brings us to Setup mode. Dorico has 5 main modes. Setup, where you can add players, instruments, layouts, and flows. Write mode, where you create and edit notation. Engrave mode, where you can make adjustments to what you've input. Play mode, which is all about audio. And print mode, where you can print and export graphics. Most of the things that you might do in Finale's Score Manager, or the Manage Parts dialog, you'll do in Dorico's Setup mode. You'll see the panel on the left-hand side for players. Dorico is highly structured in the way that it defines things. So we have single players and section players. A single player is an individual who plays one or more instruments, and a section player is a group of people who all play the same thing. Why the distinction? Well, at the very least, they use different audio samples, such as a solo violin versus a whole section. But there's more to it than that. We can add more than one instrument to a single player. This is useful for brass and woodwind players using different transposing instruments, or for percussion players with a bunch of toys. This also means that you just have to enter the notes, and Dorico will automatically add instrument change labels for you. Section players can't hold additional instruments, but they can do more appropriate things, like divisi. The major difference in Dorico is the use of flows, which allow you to split your music into sections. Each flow can have its own little title and use a different combination of players. You can then have as many layouts as you like, using any of the players in each one. In fact, you can even choose which flows are in a layout. You can have as many layouts as you like from the same music, and while changes to the music are reflected in all layouts, you can still make changes to the appearance of the music and the page, which will affect one given layout. You can change the clef and transposition of players in any given layout, and there are extensive options to control the format of each layout. Another useful feature is that you can import any flow from any other Dorico document into your current project. You can also import music XML files as new flows. I hope you have found this video helpful. Please join me in the next video where I talk about note input in Dorico.